Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for clicking on today's video. My name is Olivia. So today I am going to be doing a skincare video. Very much requested from you guys, but I have got to say I'm a little bit nervous about doing this video. And the reason is because I wanted my skin to be back basically to its peak position before I could do this video. And I know that skincare is usually something that takes a while for you to actually see results. You have to be consistent over a long period of time for you to see results. My skin has really suffered this past year, this 2018. I had fabulous skin towards the end of 2017. I'd gotten my routine down. I was being really consistent with it. My skin was glowing. And then I got pregnant at the beginning of this year. And my skin went in completely the opposite direction. Like, as in it drove to the end of the road and then drove off the end of the cliff. It tanked, it dived, it just went horrific. Some of you probably won't have noticed just how bad it got because I actually stopped posting. On YouTube, I stopped making videos. I stopped posting on Instagram so much unless it was like super heavily edited or filtered. And because I was really just self-conscious about my skin, and it was something that everybody kept telling me, don't worry, it will pass. It will just be your first trimester. Actually, my skin got worse as the time went on. And it only really started to balance out somewhere halfway through the third trimester. And then after I gave birth, it's slowly kind of rebalancing itself. Right now, I'm 7 weeks postpartum, and my skin seems to have recovered somewhat from the assault that it went through with all the hormones while I was pregnant. And I was going to wait basically until I'd managed to get my skin back to like beaming and glowing, because I felt that that would be more of a, I don't know, would be more convincing for guys watching my videos. Because if you watch my videos now, my skin is nowhere near perfect. But you know what, it is what it is, and skin is skin. So I just thought, let me just film this video. I'm going to sit down and do it. So I thought about how the different ways that I could do basically a skincare routine video. But I thought I would do basically the basics of building a skincare routine, like the step by step. This of course will reveal what my routine is, so you'll get that as well. But just also to explain some of the background to what some of these skincare bits are, how to use them, which order should you use them in, what do you need, what don't you need, what's an extra, what's a fundamental, that kind of stuff. I should also give a disclaimer that I am no esthetician, I am no dermatologist, I'm not an expert, but these are just things that I have read upon myself and kind of come across and found basically what works for me. So take it with a pinch of salt and take what you want from my steps, and what you want to leave out, leave out. It's entirely up to you, but I'm basically just showing you what it is that I do. But of course I can't start the video before I tell you, if you haven't already, then please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Go ahead, click the button, join the fam gang. If you're a real MVP, then make sure you hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload and you never miss a video. And of course follow me over on Instagram for little tidbits of my everyday life. Otherwise, let's just get started. Okay, so every skincare routine is built upon certain steps. And some of these are absolutely fundamental, i.e. you cannot leave them out, there's no choice. And then some of these are kind of optional that you can build on. So I'm going to take you through and I'll explain basically what you should 100% do and what you can kind of choose to do. Skincare is basically the basics, which you can't leave out. And then you have some optional things that you can add on to tackle specific concerns that you might have for your skin. Alright, so step number 1 in any skincare routine is to cleanse your skin. Get it clean. Even if you're not wearing makeup, you need to be cleaning your skin. Especially in this Nairobi, which is like dusty most of the time, car pollution, fumes and everything. Just being out even for an hour, 2 hours will mean that you come back and your skin has a layer of grime, dirt on it. But just also because your skin will produce sebums, natural oils, and you need to kind of cleanse it off so that you don't get a breakout. So cleansing is the fundamental, basic, foundational step that you need to do. So a few years ago, I used to think that because I have oily skin, that I'd have to clean my skin until it felt kind of stripped, squeaky clean, as in nothing is left. But that is actually the worst thing that you can do for your skin. You're getting rid of your natural oils and good bacteria on your skin that are acting as a barrier. And if you strip absolutely everything away, then your skin has to go into overproduction of oil to try and like scramble and get back. It's basically a panic that you create on your skin, and your skin has to compensate for that in some way. So if you've got oily skin and you overstrip your skin, then you will actually end up producing more oil. So the fundamental thing is to use a gentle cleanser, something that will get your skin clean, but won't overstrip it. And the cleanser that I am absolutely in love with is this one. You guys will have seen it in my latest favorites video, and actually this is a brand new bottle that I just repurchased the other day. This, since I've discovered it, is bae. I will probably not use another cleanser until I find something else, but I think I'll always have this kind of like in my stock as backup. This is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Cleanser Water Gel. It is really nice and gentle on the skin. It doesn't strip the skin, so you do feel like your skin is really nice and refreshed and clean, but it doesn't feel like it has stripped everything away. You can get this at Carrefour. Alternatively, you can also get this at an online store called the 25th Hive. So I'll leave the details down below if you're interested in grabbing this. It's about 1,550 or somewhere around there. But I would highly recommend this. I use this both morning and night, so I use this basically every time I cleanse. It lasts for ages. So my first bottle I bought in June, and this is now when I'm just buying my new one. I bought this one last week. So there you go. I mean, it lasts a really long time. You only need a really tiny amount. And for cleansing, I use a facial brush. I've forgotten to bring it from my bathroom, but you guys will have seen it on my Instagram feed, and I think I've talked about it before as well. I bought it from Miniso, and I use it to clean my face. I just put a little pump of that on the head of the brush, electric brush, and then I use that to clean my face. A quick skincare tip, by the way, that I've just come across maybe like a month ago by a esthetician on Twitter is to clean your face for 60 seconds. So whichever way you do, whether you have a brush, whether you use a face towel, whether you use your fingers, cleanse your face for 60 seconds. And the way to time your 60 seconds is to sing out the Fresh Prince theme tune. Now this is the story all about how my life got twisted, turned upside down, you know it. So sing it the whole way through, and that's 60 seconds, right? And really it transforms your skin immeasurably. So get your cleanser, cleanse your face for 60 seconds, and make sure that your face is nicely clean. If I am wearing makeup like I am today, then I will actually do what's called a double cleanse, and I will cleanse my skin twice. So before I go in with that Hydro Boost gel, then I will go in first with an oil cleanser. And a lot of guys use coconut oil, some people use different oils, but I basically use this. This is the Clinique Take the Day Off Balm. I use this basically to break down all my makeup as the first step. So I go in and wash my face with this first, get off most of what I need to get off, then I'll go in with the Hydro Boost gel. And this is also a favourite of mine. It's quite pricey, so you don't have to go out and get this exact same one, but if you've got a nice lightweight oil, then definitely break down your makeup and everything with the oil first, then go in with your cleanser after that. So after you've cleansed, you've cleaned off everything that's on your face, and your skin is in a little bit of a limbo area. Why? Because your skin typically has a pH, a natural pH. When it's got nothing on it, its pH is a little bit acidic, and it's usually pH 5.5. So once you've cleansed it, what will typically have happened is that you will have shifted the pH of your skin, and what you want to do is to rebalance it and bring it back to something a little bit more close to what it is, what it normally is. So you usually need to tone your skin, and that's what tone is for. It basically rebalances your skin, brings it back to where it should be. For toner, there are a ton of different toners on the market, and I'm actually looking for a new permanent toner, so I haven't got one that I use all the time, but you do want one that will just rebalance. You don't want one that's too harsh on your skin. So what I'm using at the moment to tone my skin, which you can totally do as well, is actually going in with my Garnier Micellar water, and this just helps to just rebalance my skin and to bring it back to its kind of normal range. Again, you can pick this up from 25th Hive, and I buy this in bulk. So I've got one that's almost finished here, I've got another one here, these two live in my beauty room, and then I've got one that's almost finished on my dresser in my bedroom, and then I've got another backup in there as well. I love this stuff, and it's just something that I always repurchase. I use it to take off makeup, I use it also to tone my skin. So I would definitely recommend that in there as well. So another really important step to be able to have really nice clear skin is to exfoliate skin. And the way that most of us know how to exfoliate skin is to use a physical scrub. So we all loved and used the Saint Eye scrub. I don't use that anymore, and I actually don't use any physical scrubs on my face anymore. I haven't used one maybe for about a year. What I now choose to exfoliate with is actually a chemical exfoliant. It's more actually effective than a physical scrub, because a physical scrub will actually leave you with little cuts and scars that you cuts on your skin that you can't see with your naked eye, but it's actually damaging your skin. But a chemical exfoliant works in a different way and will kind of bring your skin to a kind of beautiful radiance without kind of scrubbing it and having it be really harsh. The scientific name for these chemical exfoliants is AHAs, that's alpha hydroxy acid. So if you've heard that term before, that's anything you see with AHA is an exfoliant. Anything you also see with BHA is some kind of an exfoliant. AHAs are typically used for like brightening the skin. So that's things like glycolic acid, things like lactic acid, things like mandelic acid. And then you've got the BHAs, which are things like salicylic acid, which are basically to help fight acne. Acne isn't so much a big of a problem anymore for my skin, so I don't really typically run to BHAs, but if acne is a big deal for you, then you will want to incorporate BHAs as well. But I typically incorporate AHAs, and the way that I do it is with this. This is, it's washed out, but I'll give you a picture. It's basically the ordinary glycolic acid toning solution. Alternatives to this are the Pixie Tonic Glow Tonic, and you might have heard of a couple of different brands as well. I've got quite a lot of products, by the way, in here from The Ordinary, because that's just where I kind of started off getting into these different types of skincare, and they seem to have worked for my skin, so I kind of continue using them. So in terms of which acid you should go for in AHAs, as I mentioned before, there's glycolic acid, there's lactic acid, there's mandelic acid, there's a whole other ton of acids as well. But the kind of top gold standard one is glycolic acid. Basically, they all work the same way, and they penetrate your skin's layer and kind of break it down to help your skin basically regenerate and have the new cells kind of come up and exfoliate the old cells off. So glycolic acid has the smallest molecule, so it penetrates the deepest, which does also mean that if you have sensitive skin, that this might be a little bit harsh for you, or if you're new to using acids for exfoliating, this might be a bit harsh for you. I use mine once a day, so I'll use this in the evening on my evening cleanse, so that it doesn't like over irritate my skin. But if you find this too harsh, because it does leave a little bit of a tingling sensation, if you find this a little bit too harsh, then definitely look up lactic acid. The Ordinary do two types, a 5% and a 10%. And so start with the 5 if you're really like, and then you've got the 10% version. So the molecules are a little bit bigger, so they don't penetrate as deeply. And then a step below that is the mandelic acid, which is super gentle. So if you have very sensitive skin, then you might want to look out for the mandelic acid. But they all do the same thing, just that the glycolic acid is kind of works quicker than all of the other ones because it's more intense. And then you've got the lactic acid in between, and then you've got the mandelic acid kind of towards the bottom. So once I have done that to my skin is like, you've just put acid on me. So what I want to do after that is then to incorporate moisture back into my skin. The day I figured out this next product, my life changed for the better. And that product is hyaluronic acid. The name acid, it shouldn't scare you. It's not going to burn your skin, it's not going to sting. It's just the scientific name. But hyaluronic acid is that girl. If there was one thing I would say to you to incorporate in your skin, it's hyaluronic acid. One of the challenges we face if you're oily skin like I am, is that your skin will go into overproduction of oil if it doesn't feel like it has enough hydration. If it doesn't feel like it has enough water in it, it will produce more oil, and that's actually why you're oily. It's not because, oh, I'm an oily person. It's actually because your skin doesn't feel like it has enough liquid in it. Once I started incorporating hyaluronic acid in my routine, my skin dramatically changed. So I recommend this to absolutely everybody. So again, this is the hyaluronic acid from The Ordinary, comes in a little glass jar with a pipette. and I use this morning and night. So I use this every single day, morning and night, and just a little bit on my face. I drop it all over my face and then I rub it in and allow it to sink into my skin, and it really does feel like my skin is having a drink of water. I really do feel like it's super hydrated after I use this. The way that Hyaluronic basically acts is that it's a magnet for moisture. So when you put it on, if there's any moisture in the air, it will grab it and hold on to it. So it adds that liquid and moisture to your face. And so I would always say apply this when your face is still a little bit damp, either from toning it or from doing whatever, but this will help kind of take any moisture that's around and help keep it onto your skin. Okay, the next step that I'm going to tell you now is basically an optional step, and this is the point in your skincare routine at which you address any skincare concerns that you have. Everything that I've said up to now I would consider mandatory, but this next step here is kind of like optional, and this is basically serums. Serums are used to basically target any particular issues that you might have with your skin. So this is where I would stick in vitamin C. You might want to put in vitamin C for kind of brightening and evening out your skin tone. You might want to put in alpha-arbutin, which is basically helps with hyperpigmentation. You might want to put in something like niacinamide, which is also supposed to help with evening skin tone. There are a ton of different serums that you can use, and I'm not going to recommend any specific one. I'm still trying to figure out my perfect combination. I have been trying the vitamin C the vitamin C serum from The Ordinary, but I'm not sure that I like this formulation, so I'm still trying to figure it out. Anything you want to nourish your skin with, add it in here. Okay, then after you have done all your serums, then you go on to your moisturizers. Moisturizers are different from hydrators. Moisturizers basically help to either emoliate the skin, make it supple, or to seal everything in. And so I use a couple of different ones, which is a little bit high maintenance. I know you don't have to do it like this, but I'm just going to show you all the options that I have. So during the daytime, I will use both of these. I will use the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel. It's basically the partner to the cleanser that I showed you earlier on in the video. This has a little bit of hyaluronic acid in it, probably negligible, but I love this formula. It's kind of like a jelly almost consistency. Smells really good, and my skin also feels really good when I put it on. It's kind of like nourishing, cooling, just beautiful on the skin. And then I also have my simple moisturizer. This is the Hydrating Light Moisturizer. I've been using this maybe since I was about 16, 17 years old, and I've always rebought it, and I probably won't stop buying it. So I first go in with my Neutrogena Water Gel, then I go in with my Simple Cream. You don't have to go in with both. I'm just being extra. You could choose to go in with this, or you could choose to go in with this. Both are available at Carrefour and other stores as well. The Simple one is more easy to find. Carrefour, Super Cosmetics, and a couple of other supermarkets. This is available at Carrefour, but also 25th High. In my nighttime routine, I will definitely use the water gel. But then instead of the Simple, I go in with an oil, and the oil basically helps seal everything in, doesn't let anything in, doesn't let anything out, locks everything in, basically keeps it in place, and basically has it do its magic while I'm asleep. You can use a ton of different oils for this. The one I'm using at the moment is a bit random, and it's The Ordinary 100% cold pressed virgin marula oil. I picked this up because it's a hair and body oil, so I wanted to use it on my hair and on my face. But you can use any oil that you like, just make sure that it's a lightweight oil. So something like a sunflower oil or maybe a jojoba oil, but don't go and get like a heavy, thick oil. Use something lightweight. So that's why I like using the marula oil. It is super, super lightweight. So I'll put that on as my absolute last step. One last thing that I forgot to mention in my daytime routine is sunscreen. Sunscreen is super important, and I'm advocating for everybody to incorporate sunscreen in their daily routine. Even if you're just stepping out for a little bit, even if it's cloudy out, even if it's rainy out, UVA and UVB rays are out here to get you, and they are out here to damage your skin. Yes, you might not get sunburn. Yes, you might not get, I don't know what, but your skin will get crepey and dry and crusty, and that is the reason why you're not looking plump and juicy. So make sure you incorporate SPF into your routine. The one that I use is the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch one. You can get this in Carrefour as well, in the little skincare section where all the Neutrogena products are. Look out for that there. I would typically say make sure that you use an SPF of at least 30. So this one is 45. Anything above that is fine. But so long as you've used 30, then you are grand. Okay, so aside from those basics, there are a few just extras that you can tag on to your skincare routine, which I love doing as kind of like a pamper routine, but it also just helps just improve the quality of your skin, which is to mask. I love, love, love masking. So in my mind, there are two different types of masking. There's the masking that kind of does stuff to like treat your skin, i.e. draw impurities out and blah, blah, blah. And then there are the type of masks that are just basically for hydrating and doing other things like that. So one of my favourite ingredients to put into masks is Bentonite Clay, and I get mine from bu.ke. I'll make sure to leave their details down below. Basically it comes in a little pouch like this. Bentonite Clay is one of those wonder ingredients that's been around for centuries and has been used by mostly I think Indian communities, and they've known about it for years, about how to basically use this to draw impurities out of your skin. So I will usually use Bentonite Clay in all of my masks, and then I kind of add stuff to the Bentonite Clay. But basically the Bentonite Clay helps to kind of draw out impurities from the skin and give you a nice even finish. So I mix my Bentonite Clay with a ton of different things. So pretty much always goes in is activated charcoal, and I got my activated charcoal from Healthy You, which comes in little capsules that look like this. So I basically open up that capsule and will add it to the pot that I'm mixing the Bentonite Clay in, and I'll use 1 capsule per mask. That's also a wonder ingredient that helps to draw out impurities. Sometimes I'll add in turmeric powder. Turmeric powder helps to bring like a nice glow to your skin and helps it become nice and even in terms of skin tone. Sometimes I will add in sandalwood powder. If you have Somali friends, then you will have heard of Kasil powder, and I got mine from Hargeisa from a friend who was traveling to Somalia and brought some back. So I mix in Kasil powder as well, which basically has a ton of different magical ingredients that Somali ladies use to basically have beautiful, flawless skin. So I kind of mix up a concoction of stuff, and then I'll apply it onto my skin, leave it on for about 10 to 15 minutes until it's dried, and then rinse it off. In terms of where this falls into my skincare routine, this will typically fall in after I have done my cleansing. So I'll cleanse my face, and then I'll go in with my whole concoction, and then I'll continue with my steps, tone, etc. So that's kind of where that goes in if I'm doing that. And I will typically do that at least once a week. Sometimes if I've got extra energy, then twice a week. But lately it's just been once a week, if that, just because of time issues. But if you can incorporate in at least once a week, then I'm sure you will definitely see a difference in your skin. Then there are the type of face masks, which are basically sheet masks. And I haven't got one to show you, but I'm sure you'll have seen them everywhere. It's basically a mask sheet that you pull out, looks like a face, and it's got cutouts for your eyes and your mouth, and you basically just place it on your skin. Most of these are typically for hydrating the skin, and that's I just kind of use as and when I want to. Kind of, it doesn't even matter. You can use them as often as you want, 5 days a week if you want, because it won't do anything in terms of damaging your skin. And you can pick them up everywhere. Miniso sells them, some online stores sell them, so look out for them if you're out and about, and they are fantastic. Alright guys, so that brings me to the end of the video. I felt like I rambled a lot, and I'm hoping that that made sense at least to some of you, or at least in part to all of you. If you have any questions, then definitely, as I usually say, please leave me a comment down below. I'll make sure to get back to you. But I'm hoping that it kind of broke down the steps a little bit more, and you understand a little bit better what you should incorporate and how you should incorporate it. For the most part, all of this will work for all skin types. So I know I'm an oily skin girl and those are my concerns, but I think even for dry skinned ladies out there, then don't be put off and just think that only these products will work for oily skin girls and they won't work for dry skin girls. All of these products I think can work for you if you have dry skin as well. Just make sure, of course, that you are using a hydrator and an occlusive oil just to seal everything in. That will help boost the moisture that you have. Avoid anything that kind of dries you out. So you might also not want to use, for example, Bentonite Clay, because it can be quite drying to the skin. But definitely use like your sandalwood, use some turmeric, etc. And just use it in moderation. Don't go in too hard, but you'll be fine. But I think all of the products generally can work across the board. As I said at the beginning, I'm not any kind of skin expert, I'm not an esthetician, I'm not a dermatologist, I'm not anything, and these are just things that worked for me, and I hope that you can pick and choose things that will work for you. If there's anything in here that you have tried, or anything that you want to recommend to me that I should try, then of course leave me a comment down below. I would love to check out some new bits. Yeah, so I think that brings me to the end of the video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!